now they're using all kind of tactics to bring the Tigrayan people on their knees, especially when it comes to food. They're using hunger as a weapon. Um, I just want to understand what you make of that. Do you think is he succeeding in doing that? And what should the UN and EU do to stop this?
One of the features of this war from the outset, and this was the great danger of this war, is that it not only causes enormous human suffering, but it causes political divides and grievances and bitterness that will take a generation or longer to overcome. So the idea that you can browbeat a people into submission is not only ethically wrong, but actually historically an illusion. The idea that somehow by inflicting destruction, hunger, starvation, terror on a people, you will get them to say, okay, we accept. This is simply not going to happen. Now, clearly, the anger of the Tigrayan people, part of that anger is against their own leadership that brought them into this, that contributed to this crisis. But the immediate anger is against those who are threatening their lives, their physical well-being, their livelihoods, everything, their existence today. And as Mulugeta made very clear in the call that he made with me earlier this week, the Tigray resistance does not have a problem of recruits. It has more people flocking to it than it can handle, because the only option that people have is to fight. And one of the dynamics of a conflict like this is that those who start it can lose control of it. And that applies not only on the side of the government of Abiy Ahmed and Isaias, but also on the side of the Tigrayan leadership. So if the TPLF leadership loses control of the agenda of the people, you could have a situation in which an insurrection is motivated overwhelmingly by anger, bitterness, the desire for revenge. And then it is out of anybody's political control. And there is no prospect of this war being brought to an end unless, say, we recognize this danger. This is a danger not just of the immediate destruction, but danger of opening a wound that will bleed for a generation. And Ethiopia and the whole region cannot afford to have an open, gaping wound of this type, because it will disfigure the society, the culture, the politics for a whole generation.
Great, Professor. So my final question is, what's your recommendation to the world leaders looking at the condition right now Tigray is in, also Ethiopia as a country is in? What's your recommendation to those leaders, to those who are at work at the EU, UN, or politicians?
I think the world just needs to come together and say, stop. This is an outrage. Every possible law has been broken. Every possible norm has been violated. Every possible principle has been thrown out of the window. Stop. Let us stop the killing today. Let us stop the starvation today. And then we can begin to appraise, to look at the damage that has been done, and to begin to repair, and hopefully to begin to reconcile. But with every passing day, the wrongs are being worsened, the suffering is being intensified, and the long-term crisis is becoming more difficult, more intractable. And this is a price that will be paid not just by the people of Tigray, who are paying such a terrible price now, but by the people of the region and indeed the entire world.
Professor, thank you so much for your time. Great to have you.
Thank you very much.